Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little SaaS that I'm building behind the scenes. You can call this like a image downloader, paper downloader app. Basically, this is an app that, and I'll kind of talk about the monetization purposes of it, how it works, all that. But essentially, the way it works is somebody will click on an image, like let's say this one. There'll be a timer. The image would be downloaded, and right before the image is downloaded, it will create a ad, right? So an ad using AdSense, for example. This is, like I said, a little SaaS that I'm building just for fun, nothing too competitive or, its goal is not really to make money off of it, but just something that I've been testing, playing around with databases and servers, kind of compiling some code, things like that, just to try different things. And a lot of the times I do build apps like this just to test and just to learn. Most of the times, before I actually submit an app to the marketplace, do the marketing, get the customers, all that, the app really has to be perfect, right? And not to say that this app isn't perfect. You could see I already got some views on certain downloads and things. But not every app is going to be designed, or not every SaaS, is going to be designed to make money. Now, in this case, the model of this SaaS is really not even a SaaS. It's not software as a service because there's no service here, right? The service, there's no paid service, rather. The way I get paid is through AdSense, and the way the user gets paid, or the user uses the tool and gets access to the tool, is for free, right? Because they're getting access for free. I get paid for every ad that plays, and, both sides are essentially satisfied. The interesting thing about this model of, let's say, generating revenue is that the revenue generation is going to be minute overall, because AdSense usually makes up like maybe 5% of the potential income a website could make. It's a very small amount. And so with website building, SaaS, things like that, one of the most important things is to understand how to monetize, and, your marketing intertwines your monetization. And like I said, I'm just sharing this because I'm sharing with you guys some of the things that I do behind the scenes. And sometimes it's just literally just testing my skills, getting better, getting more familiar with technologies, things like that. But, sometimes you might start an app, you might start a SaaS, build it, work on it, and realize that it's probably not optimal for you to actually use it as a thriving business. If I really wanted to make more money off this SaaS, I would probably have to switch it up to where I only charge for the downloads. But once again, things change over time. People are going to look for other opportunities to get imagery or pay for images, as opposed to paying me a subscription for the most part, right? And the reason why I say that is because if you think about it, right, from a long-term perspective, how are people going to create images in the future? Let's just say 2 years from now. Well, image generation, AI image generation, is going to be a lot more well-known than it is now, and it's already relatively well-known. But the technology is only going to get better. The free technology out there is going to get better. And right now, the free technology is not the best. But it's only going to get better. And so when you create a SaaS, this is another thing that you really have to pay attention to, is ask yourself, what's the life expectancy of this application? That's really what it should be. And sometimes applications will literally only last a few months. I've been down that road before where I might have made, $35,000 off of an app in 3 months, and that was it. That was it. That was the life cycle. So, and it's not always from a marketing standpoint the marketing doesn't determine the life cycle. It's the functionality of the application, and not from a tech perspective, but maybe a certain API might be discontinued. Like, I'll just give you guys a quick example. There was a period of time where there was this product that I created, essentially, that was using a certain kind of API. I'm not going to say what it was, but an API that was developed, and I utilized that API. I did the marketed the hell out of it, and like I said, made like roughly 36K in a period of 3 months, and that was it. The API was done for. There was nothing else to do around that spectrum. So Yeah, there are some apps that the lifetime or, the lifespan are going to be predictably short, but really nobody knows how short. So an app like this, unfortunately, an app like this, because of the way that it's going to be monetized, it's going to struggle unless there's something that changes, right? And that might happen. But this is just something I wanted to show you guys. This is not anything too crazy or too complex. This is just a little application. I've shown applications before, one of the other apps that I was building. And so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Once again, if you want to talk more SaaS, you want to see more videos, just subscribe to my channel, watch all the other content. I know you guys will enjoy it. We make a SaaS video every day here, so thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.